Hi everyone, it's Shani here from You First Functional Wellness, and today I'd like to talk to all of you who may have been feeling a little or even a lot stressed out. According to the World Health Organization, stress has been classified as the health epidemic of the 21st century. Stress is a normal response to sudden dangers and challenges. It is, in fact, helpful in the short term, as I've discussed in a past video. It can help the body to be able to really take the appropriate action in that moment. Stress puts the body in a fight or flight mode, which means that the body has chemical changes, including the release of hormones such as epinephrine and then cortisol, to do everything to make sure that the body survives that threat. Now, body functions that are non-essential to immediate survival, such as digestion and reproduction, are inhibited. This is okay in the short term to make sure that the body gets through this danger or challenge. But unfortunately, in the modern world, there is a level of constant stress on our bodies, which means that people stay in the fight or flight state way too long and they're way too often. And some of the physiological changes that were only meant to be short-term changes can really end up being more longer term and sometimes can become more permanent changes. And all these longer term changes then can have effects on other body functions and affect the way that the body needs to function to thrive and to be in good health when in the relax and digest state. So some of those changes include high cortisol levels, which can then impact metabolism, which can then lead to diabetes or high blood pressure. Stress, it really affects our body in so many ways. It's a cause of inflammation, and inflammation impacts the body so much, including making you hold on to belly fat, increase your abdominal fat, which has a correlation with poor health outcomes. Now, I mentioned that in this day and age, our bodies are under more stress, more constant stress. And stress is more than just that physiological and physical stress that we think of when we are late for a meeting or miss a deadline. Stress can be any kind. It can be physical, psychological, emotional, chemical, environmental, or dietary stresses, as well as actual anticipated or imagined stresses. And all of these are ways your body could be under stress, and they can all be contributing towards the harmful effects of inflammation and being in the fight or flight state longer term. So common signs and symptoms of chronic stress include muscle tension, headaches, low energy, fatigue, lack of sleep, anxiety. As this stress really continues, you can get indigestion problems, diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart problems. And everyone's a bit different in their body's ability to really tolerate stress and how well they are able to detox their body from these stresses too. I've worked with clients who, when we start working together, are not even really aware of the higher level of stress that their body is under. It's important to recognize that implementing stress relieving strategies is helpful to decrease stress, but that it's also important that you are addressing all of the sources of your body's stress, including the not so obvious ones. It's so vital in being able to address those health issues properly and with long-lasting effects. So if the various stresses are allowed to continue to impact your body, they will continue to activate the stress response, they will continue to hammer down on the HPA axis, it will continue to cause hormonal imbalances and lead to glucose dysregulation, affect the gut and the gut microbiome, which you may have heard me talk about in previous videos. This all has vast consequences on the immune function and overall well-being, as well as progression of inflammation and retention of body fat. So really increase in your body weight despite all your efforts to decrease it. Long-term inflammation is linked to so many health conditions and diseases, and they do really impact health and quality of life. So do you often feel overwhelmed and think your body has a challenging time really dealing with stress? Or are you wanting to make permanent changes to the way you manage your stress and the stresses your bodies experience on a regular basis? Maybe you are not aware of whether your body is staying in the stress state instead of being in the thrive state. If this describes you and you no longer want to feel that way and you are wanting to feel the best you can, feel free to get in touch with me using the link below. So thank you very much for watching my video and have a fabulous rest of your day.